gorgeous people. Andrew and I are so pumped after what has been an amazing few days, hasn't it? But it's not over yet. We still have Debbie Neal. I'm super excited. So I just need to tell you that, guys, being really honest, the struggle was real. Does Tamlyn have curly hair or straight hair for the presentation? And after Carrie Burke's authentic training, I thought, this is me! Woo! I am a crazy chick. I love my curly hair, and I am the #human fistic.
And that is the woman I married. And I just want to add to that, the struggle was real for me too, Tam. It really was. But after really going through your makeup kit, I realized there's only one person here that can actually make me up really well. So I just want give a huge shout out to Amanda Martin. You've just done such a fantastic job. The lipstick, the eyes, spot on.
So being a leader is one of the most important skills of a network marketer. And leadership starts, guys, the moment you say yes to Arbonne. Too many of us think that it actually is that they're a leader when they've got their team. And too many people also think that leadership starts, when you've got your title of district manager. Guys, it's simply not true. And this is where so many of you go wrong.
If you're not leading yourself first, or at the very least exhibiting qualities of a leader whilst you're out in everyday life, connecting, engaging in conversations, you're not going to achieve any level of success you may want, and you certainly will not attract any of the right kind of people into your own organization.
The question I want to ask every single one of you, are you leading yourself first? Are you applying the self-discipline and consistent effort required every single day? If you are not, then there is no reason for you to be surprised if your future or existing team do not follow you. It's okay, I know you're thinking, hold on, Tam. You mean I won't succeed in Arbonne unless I'm already this strong, influential leader before I even start? No, I am not saying that at all. So let's take a look at me and my best friend, Claire Cavell. 6 years ago, when I just promoted to district manager.
Hello, this is the what's the date?
24th September.
24th of September, and I'm in Melbourne. I have just become EDM, and Tamlyn is now a DM. How exciting!
How exciting.
About a month ago, we were here together, and we were both stressing. We both started the business. With nobody. And now we've got a little team, which is very exciting. I'm just about to hear the presentation from Tamlyn for the first time. How exciting. And we're just going to make a little video diary of how we've started to the end, which is very exciting. So, see you soon.
Claire was so excited.
Never get tired of that.
But I'm so glad that you asked me to do that, Claire, because I remember we literally started that journey, and I was behind her like this, going, oh my gosh. But every one of you that knew me and Claire 6 years ago would have definitely said that I was not a leader, right? Are you in agreement? That is not someone you want to follow. I had to learn and practice every single day in order to gain the skills I knew I needed in order to be an effective and an attractive leader to others. But there is something that I did understand, guys. This could be a light bulb for you. 6 months into it was really bad, 6 months. 6 months into my journey, I understood that I had to make a decision. I had to decide to be all in. And if I was to be all in, I knew I needed to develop just a handful of skills as quickly as humanly possible if I wanted my business to grow.
Today's all about distinctions. We want you all to listen, internalize, learn from, and apply in order for you all to develop and become the best you can possibly be at leading. And then to empower enough to teach these distinctions that we're going to teach you to teach your own success line, your own teams as they grow, so that they can become stronger, really strong at leading too.
So the first key distinction that we want to look at is the difference between a leader and a manager. So for most, our first experience of leadership might have been at school. Perhaps some of you actually in this arena were like, school captain or a dance captain like I was. But for most, you would have made up part of the team that they led. Now remind yourself now of why you followed them, why you listened when they gave direction on game day or in trainings or rehearsals, why you never questioned their decisions. You followed them because they always showed up, they always gave their best effort, and they always championed on the team. They were usually the most skillful, the ones who were the first to act, the first to show up, and the last to leave. They were the examples and the role models. They were the type of people we all aspired to be because of who they were and how they showed up and how they made you feel valued.
And you can see there in yellow, obviously highlighted, that's my wife on the cruise ship. That's when I actually first met her, and she had curls in that shot. Yes, the real Tamlyn. She didn't have fizz sticks at that time, though. So for most, our first experience of management would have been in employment. Somebody would have been your boss, a person you were to report to, a person who appraised your performance. Now again, remind yourself of the experience. I'm sure for most, including myself, it may not have been a very enjoyable one. I may even be correct in saying that your manager may not have always championed you the way that we do in this type of business. They were not necessarily the most skillful. They may not have been the first to show up or the last to leave, and were not role models or examples. You would have heard them pointing out what people had done wrong instead of what people had done right. They may not have been the type of people you aspired to be, and may never have made you feel like the most valued person each day you turned up for work. Now, of course, we're not saying that every captain of every team was ever an example of perfect leadership, and we most certainly are not saying that every manager you have worked under has been a dictator. But it pays to think about your own personal experience. So let's get really clear on what a manager and a leader actually do.
As leaders, we are to inspire others to change their thoughts, change their beliefs, and change their actions for the better.
As managers, their role is only to help people see themselves as they currently are.
As leaders, we are to inspire people to see themselves as their own best version.
As managers, they will only talk about what is and can be seen.
Leaders learn to help people with more than just their jobs. They help people change the direction of their lives. Leaders are interested in people in general, not just for what they can get from them.
Now that we've made that distinction, number one, think about where your story about leadership and management actually began. And then ask yourself the question, am I managing my team or am I leading them?
The second key distinction is vision. I'm really passionate about this one. Let us now ask you, what is your vision for you and your organization? What goals do you want to accomplish? And why are you doing it? What reasons are you doing it for? Successful leaders all have one thing in common. They have total clarity on what they want to achieve and what direction they are going. If your vision is just about you getting some money, paying the bills, or surviving, you're not going to get a lot of people excited about that, let's be honest. But if you're envisioning something that you and others together can create, then you will find people excited enough to join you on your journey. Spend time thinking about what your vision is, define it, and discover within yourself what it is you are actually trying to build using your Arbonne business as the vehicle. Get that vision crystal clear in your mind. Know exactly what it looks like. Know what it tastes like. Know how it will make you feel when you achieve it. Get excited about it. In fact, become so excited about your vision that you cannot stop wanting to share it with people and tell that story to someone else. Your vision is critical. Why? Because when you focus on it and that alone, sponsoring becomes less about getting people on your team and more about achieving the vision that you dream of. When you focus on the bigger dream, promoting to the next level will actually just happen automatically by default.
All right, so I'm going to give you some tips. They're going to be really quick, so just jot down some very key words that appear for you, all right? So to craft your vision, it has to be in the present tense. So tip, key word is present tense, like it's real and it's happening right now. There can be no negative language. Top tip, no negative language. There can be no drama whatsoever. The detail and clarity has to be the most important thing. It has to be clear. It has to paint a beautiful, clear picture about what you are manifesting into your life. If you don't get your vision right, you will not manifest it into your life. You must build in conditions, things like team. We're here at Arbonne, so team, the leaders in your business, the values that they actually hold dear to their hearts. Your vision must be big enough to move you emotionally and make you take action. Once you've crafted it, fall in love with it, and not a novel, just one page, fall in love with it, with the process, and pick at least one daily action that will move you forward every day closer to that vision.
Now, you can have the greatest vision ever, but it actually doesn't matter if people don't know about it. As a leader, you now have to be able to articulate your vision and communicate it. This is why I'm always so passionate about having a good 60-second story to share with people when you're talking to them, because it's your chance to tell your story and your vision and how you are striving to achieve it. So find someone on your team and practice these stories and get their feedback. Tweak it a little bit and repeat until you are really happy with it. Be the best at telling your story. Get to the point where anytime you tell the story, people get so excited that they're inspired and want to take action too. Your story shares your vision, so you've got to get people excited about it. So I'd like to read you my vision. Would you like to hear it? Just get it out of my breast. Okay, so I just want you to kind of visualize something. So, you know when you go to the movies and we watch a movie, that's a most amazing movie. We all know, right, your conscious mind knows that it's not real, doesn't it? You know that they paid billions of dollars to do it. You know they don't die, that you saw them in a magazine last week. You know that they're not married to that person. You know they didn't have the affair. You know all of that. You know the ship didn't sink. You know this, that, and the other. But we go to the movie, we buy our popcorn, we sit down. Why then, if you know that it's not real, do you sob? And you go, I can't believe she just did that. And we know that she actually didn't do that. The script was telling her to do that. So the subconscious mind is so powerful. So be really careful what you are visualizing because it comes true. So this is the visualization of Andrew and I getting our 4-wide diamond ring and becoming 4-wide national vice presidents. Okay, you ready? The day is here. I've woken up in Las Vegas, and the hair and makeup artist has made me look sensational. I'm wearing a stunning new red Gucci dress, and Andrew a fitted new Armani suit, gifts from Hot Scott. For this very special day. Proud, happy, grateful is how I'm feeling right now. Looking at my best friends, Executive National Vice Presidents, Scott and Claire. Up on stage, they are both beaming with pride. I can see tears in Scott's eyes as he's dancing around the stage with our 4-wide diamond ring. They call us both up on the stage and we hug them both so tightly. They are our best friends, our rocks, and our business partners. From dancers to top income earners in Arbonne, our lives are forever changed because they said yes. I start talking, and the room is taking their seats again after standing and cheering for us. I look over to the 4 most beautiful friends, leaders, and rocks in our lives, and they are beaming, ready to come on stage with us so we can thank them for being the most incredible, positive, independent, resilient, passionate, driven leaders ever. We love them so much. Their teams are on fire. VPs are popping like popcorn, and most importantly, they are like family to me. Andrew is holding 4 beautiful blue Tiffany bags ready to gift them. It's happening exactly how I had been visualizing it every morning for the past year. We are 4-wide EMVPs. I thank Scott and Claire and call up the 4 most incredible leaders onto the stage. We're all crying and know that all of our consistent work is paying off. And now we together can inspire each of our rockstar MVPs to show them how they can do this too, as their teams deserve it. I love Arbonne, I love network marketing, and I love our organization so much. Now, ask yourself the question, is my vision crystal clear?
All right, third key distinction, and we've just got to move it along a bit, I think. It's hard to be a leader Oh, I'll tell you what it is first. Competence. All right. It's hard to be a leader if you're not competent. What do we mean by this? A leader masters their trade. A competent leader instills confidence in their team and those they are connecting and interacting with every single day. So let's look at driving a car. It's such a great analogy. Who in here drives a car? Pretty much everyone. Now let me ask you, could you all drive the first time you ever sat in the car with your driving instructor? No? I don't think many of you could, unless maybe you could. I don't know. Some people I know have learned when they were 12. Not me. You identified the need for a car. Maybe you wanted to promote to region and have your white Mercedes. Took action by firstly plucking up the courage to book your lessons. You started the process. You studied. You learnt and completed the theory exam and probably made heaps of mistakes. You fell forward for some really big, learning and progressing each time you jumped into that car. Now, some of you maybe even crashed a car when you were learning. Some of you also probably needed extra driving time, so you pleaded with your mum, your dad, your best friend to entrust their car with you, even though they knew that you would crash a car, outside of your instructor's lessons because they could see how important it was for you to get better.
Is there anyone in here that actually didn't pass their test first time? Apart from Andrew? I totally passed. Is there anyone brave enough to say that they didn't pass the second time they took the test? Yay! Third?
Well done.
Fourth? Wowsy.
I love it.
But I bet you didn't stop learning. You didn't quit. I bet you continued to practice. Fast forward to today. How do you feel about driving a car? I'm sure you're singing away to your greatest showman. You're not even thinking about, do you ever get home and go, I have no idea how I just got here? Totally. Or is that just me? You might have been petrified before, but you learned the skills at the start of the process.
All right, so why do you think network marketing is actually any different, guys? It's a learnable skill, a business that doesn't discriminate. All you need to do is actually have trust in your sponsor. And who's your sponsor? Your driving instructor. To be a competent driver, you must jump into the driving seat and learn on the road. To be a competent leader, you will fail forward. You will have very bad one-to-one presentations, in fact, shocking. You probably already have had them. You will have nobody show up for your launches. If you haven't experienced that, that will happen. But if you keep striving forward, if you keep putting your foot on the accelerator pedal, not the brake, learning the skills needed to connect, reach out, invite, present, follow up, and start a consultant strong, the skills that have already been figured out for you, you will fly. All we are doing is repeating the same actions over and over and over and over again. So how many hours do you think you have driven a car now since you were awarded your license? I bet for most it's thousands upon thousands of hours. Is it any wonder you're so good at driving?
The main challenge we actually see in people is in their frustration. They're in the seat of their car and they're expecting to drive straight onto the freeway in lesson one, wondering why they're crashing repeatedly into a brick wall. We both studied the skills and we both worked hard on them, getting better each presentation. Now, is it any surprise that we both love doing one-on-ones? We love doing presentations. Is it any wonder we're not even worried about the things we were once petrified about, making us in a complete standstill? When we earned the title of National Vice President, all it meant is that we have driven our network marketing car for thousands and thousands of hours. So now we ask you, have you done the work needed? Are you working hard on being competent and had real on-the-road time? Failing forward, practicing, figuring it out, how it works for you and what you are really good at.
Now, I'll be the first to say that Tamlyn wasn't very competent as a leader to start.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's okay, because I was actually shocking, in fact, terrible. But she had stronger reasons for wanting to make it work. She had a vision, real clear vision, and the ability to articulate that vision and communicate that vision to others. And most importantly, she understood that learning comes from the doing, from the driving. It's not the knowing what to do, it's the vision that you've created and that you're casting.
You need to get out there, get to work, and simply just do the activity needed. By doing that, you will learn the things you need to learn you to show to be competent as a leader. Then at some point, you're going to reach this beautiful level that we're at where you can lead, train, present, support, and mentor your team. Building up your competence gives people faith in you, and they know that they can follow you safely to a place that they want to be. This constant will define your culture and the direction of your team's success.
All right, so have you all heard the Weeble story? I know our team has.
Oh!
Okay, Tam.
Put her up there. All right, what is a Weeble? I hear some of you ask, well, this is my Weeble. She's gorgeous. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. You will get knocked down more times than you wish to count on your Arbonne journey, but a leader bounces back quickly. Master your bounce back rate. I had this exact photo on my wall. Every time when we were going region and nation, it was in full view. I would just take a moment when it got, stressful or frustrating, and I would look at that Weeble, and I knew, because I'd be like, I'm down, and I'd think, but I'm a Weeble, and I go, I'm back! And people would be like, oh, I thought that would really offend you. No, it didn't.
Now, a leader looks at every obstacle, learns from it, and turns it into a positive. Now, ask yourself the question, have I put in the hours on the road to be a competent leader? Now, last, most certainly, not least, distinction is the question you want to be asking yourself every single day in this business. Tam.
Are you leading by example? How can you expect people to trust and follow you if you're not willing to do the things yourself? If you want to be a leader, you must do the things first that you're asking everyone else in your business to do. And then after you do it, you continue to do it. You walk your talk, and then you show others the way. Show them by your doing in your actions. No one, guys, will follow you if they don't trust you. So take a close look in the mirror and at your life, and make sure it's filled with integrity. Make sure you practice what you preach. People want to know that where you are taking them is better than where they currently are. In this type of business, a great leader doesn't ever start out at the top as a national vice president. It's a process of years and years of consistent work. A great leader who takes on the awesome responsibility of leading an entire organization never loses sight of where they came from. They never forget what it was like when they joined and when they started their journey. A great leader always keeps this at the forefront of their mind and will always strive to help those who choose to follow in their footsteps and choose to be understood about the challenges they know they will face.
A leader is not defined by management.
A leader creates and casts a vision in which others stand to win big.
A leader casts that vision daily and asks others to go with them.
A leader is competent and going there whether anyone else comes with them or not.
A leader is the example of being strong but not rude, being kind but not weak, being bold but not a bully, being thoughtful but not lazy, being humble but not timid, being proud but not arrogant, being funny but not sarcastic.
Now ask yourself the question, am I leading by example?
All right, we're wrapping up now, and we want to give you some assignments in our wrap-up. So number 1 is lead and inspire by your actions and not your words.
Number 2, commit, please, to writing a crystal clear vision and send it to your vice president upline so that they can champion you on to achieve it.
Number 3, you guessed it, start driving your own Arbonne car and create some real wear and tear on the road. Puncture those tires.
And number 4, be the leader who is hope. Be the leader who is energy. Be the leader who is an inspiration. Be the leader who champions and breathes life into others. Thank you.